One day we be sailing our ship through the stars, when the spirits start telling of the riches for us. So we go find a map where the treasure will be, and we all grab our shovels and dig 1, 2, 3. So be cheery, all my lads, may your hearts never fail. Now you stand up with your mighty comrades, while the bold harpooner is striking the whale. Call me Ishmael. Some years ago, never mind how long precisely, having little or no money in my purse, and nothing particular to interest me on shore, I thought I would sail about a little and see the watery part of the world. Ishmael was a restless man. One day he decided that he wanted to set off and explore the world by sea. Instead of paying money for a cruise, he decided the best way to do this was to head off as a sailor, since that way you get to see the sea, but also you get to sing sea shanties with the rest of the crew. And there were so many interesting sights and creatures and mysterious happenings in the sea. He was excited. Ishmael set off for New Bedford, Massachusetts, where he met another explorer and sailor named Queequeg. Queequeg was very friendly and covered in tattoos. He said he was from a faraway island in the Pacific Ocean, and he too was traveling to see the world as a sailor. All of the big world-traveling ships left from that island of Nantucket. But unfortunately, we missed the ferry. So Queequeg and I stayed overnight in the Spouter Inn of New Bedford, where we chatted and we became great friends. The next day, we took a small boat to Nantucket to catch our whale-watching ship that we would travel around the world on. Act 2. There was once a man from Nantucket who kept all of his cash in a bucket. But his daughter, named Nan, ran away with a man. And as for the bucket, Nan took it. Ishmael and Queequeg finally managed to make it to the island of Nantucket, which was disappointingly flat and empty, except for the small harbour where the big whale ships left. They went into town to find a ship to join up with, and after a game of rock, paper, scissors, determined that the ship named the Pequod was surely the luckiest boat in the harbour. So they went about the town looking for the captain to apply to be new sailors. In the great clam shack, soft ice cream and chowder spot, they met the master of the ship that would be leaving that day. The captain's name was Ahab, and his first mate, who was seated nearby, nursing a tall, skinny latte, was named, appropriately, Starbuck. Ishmael introduced himself and Queequeg and expressed their great desire to see the world and all the wonders of the ocean. With great zeal, Captain Ahab told him about the voyage. "Now then, thou not only wantest to go a whale-watching, to find out by experience what whale-watching is, but ye also want to go in order to see the world. Was that not what ye said?" "I thought so." "Well, what dost thou think then of seeing the world? Do ye wish to go round Cape Horn to see any more of it, eh?" "We're going to find the rarest white whale in the world, Moby the whale. He has evaded us many times, but this voyage for certain we will find him and hug him." This sounded a bit like a crazy plan to Ishmael and Queequeg, but certainly they would have an adventure. So they signed on to set sail on the Pequod. They set sail that very night on the rising tide. We met Captain Ahab, and he gave us our ship. We set sail, and we danced for a bit. We travelled so far under that great big sail, and hopefully we'd get to meet the white whale. So be cheery, all my lads. May your hearts never fail. Now you stand up with your mighty comrades, while the bold harpooner is striking the whale. Act 3. Can't believe we got this far. One day after sailing for a few weeks, the Pequod was stopped on an island in the Caribbean. The crew, armed with a treasure map that had been found under a placemat in the clam shack in Nantucket, the crew was digging all around the beaches. Some of them were building sandcastles. Suddenly, Queequeg's shovel made a ding, and he ran to give the thing he had excavated to the captain. Captain Ahab was looking a bit bored by the whole thing, but he perked up at Queequeg's find. All ye mastheaders have before now heard me give orders about a white whale. Look ye, d'ye see this Spanish ounce of gold? Holding up a broad bright coin to the sun. D'ye see it, Mr. Starbuck? Hand me yon hammer. Receiving the topmaul from Starbuck, he advanced towards the mainmast with the hammer, uplifted in one hand, exhibiting the gold with the other, and with a high-raised voice exclaiming, "Whosoever of ye raises me a white-headed whale with a wrinkled brow and a crooked jaw, whosoever of ye raises me that white-headed whale, with 3 holes punctured in his starboard fluke. Look ye, whosoever of ye raises me that same white whale, he shall have this gold ance, my boys." "Huzzah! Huzzah!" cried the sailors. "It's a white whale, I say," resumed Ahab, as he threw down the hammer. "A white whale! Skin your eyes for him, men. Look sharp for white water. If ye see a bubble, sing out." The voyage resumed, and with the treasure on the line, or rather nailed to the mast, the crew kept a sharp eye on the sea to be the first to spot the white whale. "Ahoy! Ahoy! A whale! A white whale!" cried Queequeg. The crew was excited, but it was only a passing giant manta. Captain Ahab was disappointed. "A whale! A whale!" yelled Starbuck. But alas for Captain Ahab, it was merely one of those giant floating squids. "Is that some kind of whale?" Ishmael asked aloud. But no, it was an interesting, weird mammal, but definitely not a white whale. Captain Ahab was despondent. These days we be sailing our ship through the stars, when the spirits start telling of the riches for us. So we go find the map where the treasure will be, And we all grab our shovels and dig. 1, 2, 3. So be cheery, all my lads. May your hearts never fail. Now you stand up with your mighty comrades, while the bold harpooner is fighting the whale. Act 4. After sailing for what seemed like forever, but with no white whale sightings, the crew was beginning to think they'd had quite enough of the sea for a while. And they thought that continuing to search for the white whale wasn't really necessary. In fact, the weather was growing dark and threatening a storm. Starbuck, the first mate, was pleading with Captain Ahab to turn back. Let's turn back to Nantucket with ice cream and chowder and the skinny lattes. Oh, Starbuck, Ahab said, it is a mild, mild wind and a mild-looking sky. On such a day, very much such a sweetness as this, I saw my first whale, a boy of 18, 40 years ago. 40 years of continual whale watching, 40 years of privation and peril and storm time. 40 years on the pitiless sea. For 40 years has Ahab forsaken the peaceful land, for 40 years to chase the mysteries of the deep. Aye, and yes, Starbuck, out of those 40 years, I have not spent 3 ashore. When I think of this life I have led, the desolation and solitude it has been, oh, weariness. Oh, weariness. A storm breaks out. This is the only music I've got for storm. A storm it broke out for the lads on the boat. How am I gonna rhyme some word that isn't goat? And the boat bobbed about as if in a drain, but they were all okay, but a little insane. So be cheery, all my lads. May your hearts never fail. Now you stand up with your mighty comrades when the bold harpooner is striking the whale. After the storm, the crew all collapsed about the ship, exhausted. But Captain Ahab stood atop the bow of the ship with his eyes out to sea. Suddenly he called out, "There she blows! There she blows! A humpback like a snow hill. It is Moby the whale. To the water, everyone. We will see the white whale close up." Hey Lolo, we've spotted a whale and we're chasing it. Alas, Captain Ahab and the entire crew of the whale-watching ship Pequod were thoroughly soaked by Moby the whale. And thus did the crew learn that whales are best viewed safely from afar, where their magnificence is best appreciated. The end. One day we be sailing our ship through the stars. When the spirits start telling of the riches for us, we go find the map where the treasure will be, and we all grab our shovels and dig 1, 2, 3. So be cheery, all my lads. May your heart never fail. Now you stand up with your mighty comrades when the bold harpooner is striking the whale.